Well, how would you like to know? How would you like to know how to take advantage of this gap open list? CRR 6.28. This is on the NYSE with the LFT 4.18 gap ratio. Look at here to follow KYO. Aetna, wow, KAITWI. These are fairly decent ratio gaps. It's a listed stock. It will trade a certain way. There's only a floor specialist at the post trading it between the buyer and the seller of the public model. You MMTs will be doing the same. Okay? So the opportunity here is when they go up to the top and they pull back, that would be for the short, and then bounce in the price action right back up because it would be really strong. We'll review this list a little bit later. What were you going to say, Mr. Mantalk?
The information on CRR, yes. Earnings announcements, first quarters, $1.30 compared to $1.016 on the 28th. Earnings conference call is at 11 a.m. and ex-dividends of 20 cents on the 28th as well.
Oh, that's okay. And what do they do? Yeah, keep going.
Ceramics, some kind of ceramics, and that's as far as I've got so far. Wait a minute. All right, here we go. Income, $30.2 million.
Okay.
Kelstad is the CEO.
Okay.
And high quality benefits economic conductivity, whatever in the world that is. Okay.
Okay.
Eagle Ford, their plants in Eagle Ford, Colony, Washington, Permain, and Bacon. Sales volumes ramping up. Full productivity of capacity during the first quarter. Falcon Technologies is our business focus on reducing environmental risk. Continue to build upon the leverage and foundation that is established last year. Clients, oil and gas industry, turned to Cabrio, to the meetings for owner demand, yada, yada, yada.
Okay. So basically they beat the numbers, and what was their guidance? Do you know that, sir?
101.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And they hit 130, so well above.
Well, that sounds like a huge beat in CRR. Well, Mr. Mantalk, would you please put that in your market maker application and see how it responds to the gap?
Okay.
And if it slides the bid for a diminishing pullback, you'd be able to take a few pennies out and then snap it long.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
All right. So, okay, everyone, as we go through this live event right here on the NYSE are good stocks to trade and make markets because we are experts in understanding the public model. And then the price action will come in, and it's like everything else. The pullbacks on some of these, like CRR, it goes up, it'll pull back, but then pop. So I'm going to put this in a level 2. But darn, I want to watch that. Okay, here. I don't need to watch that Akamine. Well, somebody needs to watch that. Sean, if you would watch AKAM for me.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay. And the reason why is because what I'm looking for, sir, is what that, if there's a huge spike in the IR, I need to know it. And something like if it comes down, it's at 0. But when it hits 0 and it spikes up to 25, I need to know it. And where that bottom ratio is going to get support relative to price action. And just let's see what kind of a yield they come off of the bottom and how far the market maker can walk that up and you know, if there's any kind of short squeeze that comes in at the bottom side of it, okay?
All right.
Right, fair enough. So we're going to be covering AKAM also. Here, I have found out this one right here. And CRR is 148 by 148.99. There's your closing price. So you got a ratio premium gap. It's the leader on the NYSE ratio gap list price-wise. So Aetna is something to watch. That one slides the bid off the top all the time. It'll peak and it'll come down 80 cents very nicely. If you're doing 1,000 shares or a couple thousand shares, well, then you're doing fine. LFT. Someone find out the story on LFT. So CRR is in play on the gap. Open up on the NYSE ratio-wise. Here, SAP is just getting hammered. The ratio gap down list, WLL. Now, what we want to take a look at are, now these are also listed, and look at that long ratio. These are also on the same exchange. Okay? And look at them all. So these ratio gap downs, does SAP bounce off the bottom on a 36912? So you come down with these left elbow gap downs, and do they burn and rip the clutch? Somebody watch them for me. Okay? That's the list. I'm going to take a look at this SAP here after we're done with the video. So some of these right here will bounce off of the bottoms in the price action on the NYSE. Gap up, open, but most important is, where am I making the transaction? And why am I making the transaction? And why is it going to go up or down? And we'll use the SMF market maker platform to guide us today.